What's going on, guys? It's New York Prepper here. I wanted to give you guys a home defense tip that you can use for any kind of SHTF or disaster, or even just regular home defense. But wanted to just share a very important concept with you guys, all right? And that's, what are your most important weapons that you need for defending your home, okay? In my opinion, it's your pistol and your knife, okay? Your pistol and your knife are critical. And the reason why is your pistol, you can carry that everywhere you go and you don't even know it's there, okay? Versus a rifle, you know, you have to have it on a sling, you have to carry it all the time, and it's not as convenient, okay? And you're gonna have a tendency to take your rifle or your shotgun or whatever long gun you have, you're going to have a tendency to take it off and want to put it down somewhere or rest it against a corner in the corner of a room somewhere, because it's heavy, you know, and it gets in the way. And you'd be surprised, you know, usually a lot of things can happen when you don't have the things that you need, okay? Um, you always want to have your weapons on you ready to deploy at any time, because you don't know when bad guys are going to come by. All right, they're not going to come by when you're ready. Most likely they're going to come by when you're not ready, when you're sleeping, when you're doing something, when you don't have your weapon nearby, okay? So like during this coronavirus outbreak, if we're in a lockdown situation and you have to defend yourself or defend your family, if you think that there's bad guys in the area, you want to make sure that you have your weapons on your person at all times. And that's why a pistol and a knife are your two most critical weapons, okay? Um, your pistol and your knife, they don't take up a lot of real estate, okay? You can have them with you everywhere you are, all right? You can eat dinner with your pistol and your knife, okay? You can cook dinner with your pistol and your knife. You can go to the bathroom with it, okay? You can actually sleep with your knife and your pistol on your side, all right? No problem. You can do different chores, okay? If you have to split wood or do different things, okay? You can have your pistol and your knife on you at all times because it doesn't take up a lot of real estate, all right? Versus a rifle, you have to sling it over your back. You have to constantly change the positioning of it, you know, because it gets in the way. And again, you know, after carrying a rifle all day, you're going to get fatigued and you're going to want to put that rifle down somewhere, okay? Nobody wants to hold something for 24 hours a day. It's just not possible. So you're going to want to put the rifle down at some point, okay? That's why a pistol and a knife are more critical than actually a rifle, all right? Because your pistol and your knife is what you're most likely going to have on you when somebody tries to, you know, break in or something like that, okay? So I wanted to just show you how I have everything set up here, so you guys can get an idea. I'm just going to set the camera real quick. Okay, here I have my pistol on my strong side. Okay, this is my 44 Magnum. All right, I have that on my strong side. All right, here on my weak side, I got my speed loaders. Okay, these are my speed loaders. I have two speed loaders here. Okay, that's plenty for home defense. If I need more, I can go into my supply room and I can grab, you know, hundreds of rounds if I need to. Okay, but I keep two speed loaders, plus I got one in the cylinder, and then I have more ammo sitting where I need it. All right, but if you have a semi-automatic, then, you know, here's where your magazines would go. Again, I'm a right-handed guy, so I have my pistol on my right side and I have my magazines or speed loaders on my weak side, okay? So I can reload with my weak side. And this way I keep control of my weapon and my strong side at all times, all right? I don't have to switch hands or anything like that, okay? So I have my magazines or spare ammo on my weak side, but more importantly, here's my knife, okay? This is where my knife is, okay? I have it on my weak side. The reason I have it on my weak side, and also I have it in a not Kevlar, I'm sorry, Kydex, okay? I have it in a Kydex sheath, all right? And I have it on my weak side here. So it gives me the ability to draw it out quickly and deploy the knife very quick, because you don't know if somebody's going to be rushing you, all right? You know, there may be a situation where somebody tries to rush you very quickly, you may not have time to actually draw your pistol out, all right, depending on what kind of a holster you have and things like that. You may not be able to actually draw your gun out in time, okay? You should always practice drawing from the hip and shooting, shooting from the hip, all right? You should practice that because, if somebody's rushing you very quickly, all right, you may not be able to get a full draw and a full, push out with your arms and a full lockout to get proper sight alignment. So what you may want to do is just practice, shooting from the hip, okay? That's very important. And just practice drawing your pistol out and just getting it out right to the hip, because if somebody's rushing you quickly, you're not going to be able to get a full draw, okay? So remember that. And also, your knife is going to be handy, because if you, for whatever reason, can't get to your pistol in time, you can go to your knife as your backup, okay? And then from here, I can stab, I can cut, I can do a lot of things with this knife, okay? But I like to have the knife on my weak side, pistol on my strong side, and then on the back here, I have some flex cuffs, okay? These flex cuffs, I'm going to use those if I have to detain somebody, okay? If somebody's burglarizing my house and I'm not justified to use lethal force, I may want to detain that person. So here I can grab my flex cuff and I can, wrap this around their wrists and I'm good to go, okay? But again, you want to have your pistol and your knife on you at all times, okay? Because your pistol and your knife are more convenient to carry, and you can carry them everywhere, okay? You don't have to sling it you don't have to sling it over your shoulder, all right? It's not going to fatigue you as much as a rifle will, okay? So that's my recommendation for you guys, okay? Pistol on your strong side, knife and reloads on your weak side, okay? And flex cuffs for me, you don't have to get yourself flex cuffs, but I like to keep them on my back. I can easily sit down and do what I have to do with these flex cuffs here. They're not going to get in the way. I have 2 of them. If I need to, wrap them around somebody's wrists or wrap them around someone's ankles, I can do that, okay? Like I said, knife and pistol are the most critical home defense weapons, okay? Because your rifle is going to fatigue you and you're going to have a temptation to put your rifle down, okay? And with my pistol and my knife, I can literally sleep in my bed with my pistol and my knife on my person, okay? You can't do that with a rifle, you're going to want to put the rifle down, all right? So that's kind of my suggestion to you guys, all right? Your knife and your pistol are the most critical home defense weapons because you can carry them all the time. And the good thing about having the knife also on your weak side, all right, is I can actually, if I'm clearing an area in my home, all right, I can have my knife on me as a backup weapon. If I'm in a close quarters environment, okay, let's say I'm clearing a small room, or I'm clearing a tight space where somebody could jump out and try to grab my weapon from me, obviously I'm going to keep the pistol close to my body, all right? I'm not going to draw it out. I'm not going to have it extended out like this, I'm not going to be clearing a space like this because somebody could pop out and they can grab my weapon from me, okay? So I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to keep it close to my body like this, okay? This way, if somebody pops out, they're not going to be able to grab it from me. But more importantly, I don't need to have 2 hands, okay? I can have my knife here as a backup, okay? So I can be clearing. If I have to clear, I can go like this, okay? If somebody pops out and they jump in front of me, all I got to do is just pull the trigger, okay? And I'm good to go. If that doesn't work, if something happens with my pistol, let's say my pistol jams or there's a bad load, okay, something happens with this firearm and it doesn't work, I have my knife in my other hand here, okay? So I can go to my knife and I can use my knife if I have to, if this gets compromised. If my pistol gets compromised, I got my knife, okay? So if, let's say we do that again, and I'm clearing a room, let's say there's a room here, okay, and I'm clearing it, I'm rounding a corner, you know, let's say I'm rounding a turn and some guy pops out at me, something happens with my pistol here, okay, let's say, you know, it jams, or, you know, there's a bad load, okay, the bullet doesn't go off. I can literally drop this on the ground, and here I have my knife, okay, and I can go right to work with the knife. I can do whatever I need to do with the knife, okay. But you know, so you may want to consider, you know, if you're in a close quarters environment and you're clearing a close quarters environment, you know, you may want to have your knife out ready to go. All right. This way, if you have to use it, it's a good backup weapon. All right, and it's already in your hand, ready to use. Okay, just have to make sure you don't stab yourself with it. But you know, like I said, keep the pistol close to your body. Okay, if you're clearing a tight space, you want to keep it close to your body. If you have it extended out and you're aiming like this, somebody could just grab that. If I'm rounding a hallway, if I'm rounding like a doorway or something, and I'm coming around like this, somebody could just come around and grab my arm, and they could hold the pistol. They could actually just grab the cylinder, and if they hold the cylinder, the cylinder's not going to turn, so the bullet's not going to go off. Okay, they could grab your slide on your semi-auto. They could grab your slide, and you're not going to be able to discharge your weapon. Okay, so in that case, I have my knife here. I got a little surprise for them. All right, they're not going to expect that. All right, let's say they grab my pistol and they're trying to grab it from me and wrestle it from me. All I got to do is take my knife and just give them a few shots like this. Okay, and that's the end of it. All right, if I have to, you know, I would never want to do that, but that's a worst case scenario. If they're trying to grab this weapon from me and they're trying to grab it and use it against me, I got my knife here if I have to use it. Okay, again, you know, if you're clearing a room, you're going to keep the pistol close to your body like so. Okay, this way it's much harder for them to grab it. You know, you're just going to literally be clearing the room like this. Okay, it's going to be close. You're not going to have it out. All right, it's going to be close to your body, and this is what you're going to do. You're just going to point it. Okay, you're just going to point it. That's pretty much it, because if you're at a distance of 3 or 4 yards away, you don't actually have to aim. Okay, but again, having that knife in your other hand is going to really give you a nice backup. All right, so if something happens to this, I can switch over to my knife. Okay, but I hope you guys learned something, and you know, I just wanted to show you that. You know, so, you know, like I said, pistol and knife, two most important home defense weapons that you should have on you all the time. If there's a disaster or SHTF situation or coronavirus emergency, okay, let's say there's a, you know, a coronavirus quarantine, and, you know, things get really bad, things go south, okay, you want to have that pistol on you 24/7. Okay, do not put that pistol down, because it's not going to be useful for you. All right, have that pistol on your waist, or however you want to carry it, on your waist, on your chest, you know, whatever you want to do, inside the waistband, you know, however you want to carry it, you know, that's up to you. But make sure you have the pistol on you at all times. You may even want to sleep with it. Okay, sounds crazy, but you know, you never know. Okay, you want to have it on you at all times, and that's where the pistol has a really tremendous benefit over a rifle. Okay, especially if you're dealing with close quarters situations like inside of a home. You don't really need a rifle. Okay, you know, you can just have your pistol. A pistol is fine for those types of distances, you know, up to 50 yards, unless you're dealing with somebody who's wearing, you know, level 4 body armor. You know, you don't need to have a rifle in your home. You know, so a pistol is just fine. And then again, your knife is critical, because if you got to remember, a pistol is a mechanical device. Okay, the pistol can break. All right, something could happen here. All right, the cylinder, something could happen to the cylinder. The trigger could malfunction. You could have a bad cartridge where the bullet doesn't fire. Okay. So you don't want to rely just on a pistol, because this can go bad. Okay, so you want to have a knife, and like I said, the knife gives you that backup. Okay, If my pistol fails me, I got this knife, and this knife is not going to fail. Okay, this is just a basically just a blade. There's no mechanical parts on a knife. Okay, the knife will always work. All right, so again, like I said, pistol and knife are critical. Okay, have them on you 24/7. Practice with them. Practice shooting with your pistol. You know, shooting at different distances, different positions, standing, kneeling, and prone. Okay, practice your 7 fundamentals of marksmanship. Practice with your knife. Okay, practice with your knife. All right, get into your knife fighting stance. You know, practice. You know, your cuts. Okay. You know, practice with it. All right. If you don't practice, then you're not going to be good. Okay. So that's my recommendation to you guys. And I'll do some more self-defense videos. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.